colleague Moshmi, who has with her Ghulam Nabi Azad, because Ghulam Nabi Azad in this 14-leader meeting represented the Congress and he's put in his 5-point agenda. Over to you, Moshmi.
You're absolutely right, Preeti. Ghulam Nabi Azad mooting a 5-point agenda on behalf of the Congress party. Mr. Azad, perhaps you got what you were expecting and wanting, an assurance of full statehood and also an assurance by the Prime Minister that the elections will be conducted soon. Are you satisfied with the meeting?
No, I think only I would like to say that on behalf of the Congress party, I had said a number of things because my speech was mostly written speech, and I also said that how the state has suffered during this past 1.5 years, almost now 2 years, ever since the state was downgraded and it was converted into UT. And as a result of which everything, both in Jammu and Kashmir, is in doldrums, and in some areas it is standstill. And having said that, then I said that at least there are a number of demands which we would like to put forth, but at least the minimum and important one are the statehood, full-fledged statehood, so that we can take our own decision, we can make laws and all that, and that for that early election. And election should precede the statehoods. First should be statehood, and then election.
Right.
And then the Kashmiri Pandits, the government should initiate the process of bringing back Kashmiri Pandits to the Kashmir Valley, and arrangements should be made for their rehabilitation, and all political parties will cooperate them, and they should seek also cooperation. But all the political parties are ready to cooperate, and all the political parties
My question is the Congress has been really careful in not raking up the abrogation of Article 370?
Well,
all the regional parties did raise, but Congress, as congressman, you didn't touch upon
No. Let me tell you, I did touch upon that. There is also one issue with regard to Kashmir, and where people are agitated, but then since that is before the Supreme Court, hence I am not going to touch that or discuss. And I am happy that almost all 50, 70%, 60% people who raised this issue and also said simultaneously that is before the Supreme Court.
Right. Any special chemistry shared between you and the Prime Minister since he gave you a grand farewell after he left the Parliament? So did you exchange any pleasantries?
That was a Parliament. Well, of course, Prime Minister, after the meeting was over, he went to everybody. He went to everybody's seat and just have 2 minutes, 1 minute while standing. So
he spoke to everybody.
So he spoke to everybody after the meeting was done. Of course, it was only pleasantries, kaise hain, kya hai, code to nahi hua tha, and all that. But the Home Minister, that's one important takeaway.
Right.
And I trust and believe, and we hope that this government should, ultimately do that. The Prime Minister, the Home Minister said, yes, statehood we will do, because I had said, you have promised on the floor of the House. He said, yes, I have promised, and we will give.
Is there any timeline? Is there any deadline to it?
Yeah. And he said, also, we'll give statehood. Then I said, then why shouldn't we do it? He said, no. In between, large number of other leaders had also supported my this statehood and election process. To that, he said that some people have raised that the election, this delimitation should be postponed as we have postponed in Assam or some northern states. There was a difference between northeastern states in Jammu and Kashmir.
Right.
Because the seats, there has been no increase in seat or decrease of seats in the northeastern any state. But here in Jammu and Kashmir, when the state was downgraded, when the state was divided, 7 more assembly seats have been added to the Jammu and Kashmir.
So the process is longer,
so that is important. And he said the election, this delimitation committee already appointed would have finished their job by now. But because of the code has come in the way, because there the officers have to go up to the panchayat level and meet the people. And
so any deadline, I'll ask again. Did he set any deadline to it?
No, he said that he said the moment. He said the moment this delimitation is over, then we'll go for elections.
My last question to you is, do you really think this outreach of the Prime Minister was successful? Because the opposition party has slammed the government as far as abrogation of Article 370 and handling of Jammu Kashmir is concerned. And there are a lot of agitated and hurt feelings, as you have said. Do you think this outreach really worked?
Well, Congress party had also expressed its views. I had expressed on the floor of the House, and so had my other colleagues and other political parties when it came before the Parliament, both in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. And subsequently, we have given a number of statements as for the Congress party, and so did the other political parties. But we also requested the Prime Minister, we also in our speeches, that the Prime Minister could have met us earlier. So in reply to that, while he was speaking as a law speaker, he said, yes, I wanted to meet all of you like this last year, but since last year, there has been a COVID, almost 1 year and few months. So I couldn't meet any of you, and particularly in a gathering like this. He also said...
He said he wanted to meet in person. Right?
No, in person, I have to have this type of meeting.
All right.
All right, viewers, lots going on there. That meeting lasted 3.5 hours where the Prime Minister met 14 leaders from Jammu and Kashmir. Lots of divergent views in that 14 that you just saw there as well. What will it tantamount to? Is this an icebreaker? Yes, it is. But still, there is a fair bit of resentment, and you could actually gauge it in the voice of Omar Abdullah, the former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, who spoke right before Ghulam Nabi Azad. Okay, with that, I'm going to wrap up this edition of To The Point. Do stay with us. Up next is News Track.